All right. Great victory for Georgia. A little wet, obviously. I want to, first of all, thank our fans who weathered the storm, literally, and gave us the support that they did. It was really a tremendous victory for us. We played an outstanding team. Coach McCarney really has done a beautiful job getting those guys prepared and playing hard. Really a good bunch of guys, too. I talked to a few of them before and after the game, and really first-class people and a first-class team. So I want to give them their props. Thought our defense played extremely well. I think they ended up with about 7 yards net rushing. We had, I think, 10 tackles for loss. We had 2 sacks. They did score on one drive. We kind of helped them out a little bit with a couple penalties, which wasn't good. But overall, I thought our defense really controlled the game, especially the run game, controlled the line of scrimmage, which was big. I thought we did a good job of subbing, like we talked about, having a lot of good substitution patterns and letting a lot of guys play, and really proud of the job they did. Of course, the other 2 scores were special teams related. Anytime you snap a ball that high on a punt, you disrupt the timing, and the operation time is probably the #1 thing on the punt. And the thing we got to look at is, could it have been blocked if the snap was where it belonged? That's kind of hard to tell. They did come after it, did a good job of getting somebody through there and knocking it down and scoring there. And, of course, I mean, I've been bragging about this guy, this kick and punt return man, for 2 weeks now. And at least he made me look like I at least knew what I was talking about. But I'm not sure our players believe me until he took it to the house. But just had too many guys get knocked down right at the point. And we got to get better at that without question. I think that anytime you get over 600 yards of offense, you had a pretty good day, obviously. And, we ran the ball. We ran, I think, for 190 yards or whatever it was. But I never felt like we really got in the groove running the ball. I never think we got comfortable running the ball. We earned everything we got. They did a super job. We did pass protect well. We did give Murray a bunch of time to drop back there and make plays, and it was a good job, I thought, overall offensively. But you throw a pick in the end zone early, you let a touchdown go, kickoff return for a touchdown, block punt for a touchdown, and it's 21 points. 21-point swing really. And it made the game very, very tight for quite a while. So we definitely got some things to clean up. We'll work hard on those things, and we'll be excited about getting back here next week. LSU coming to town, great football team. They got a lot on the line tonight. I guess they got a big game tonight, obviously, against Auburn, and we'll see how that goes. But they got a lot to play for next week as well, as so do we. So looking forward to that. So I'll leave it for you guys to ask whatever you want.
Coach, talk about the historic play by Aaron and Reggie.
Right. Well, it was kind of neat. I listened to Reggie Davis on one of the shows, radio shows after the game. I was just in the locker room area with Chuck Dowdle. He was talking to Chuck, and he was just saying what an honor it was for him to catch Murray's 100th touchdown pass, and it was kind of neat just to hear him say that. And here's a freshman who just starting out, and Murray, who's been around here forever, and those guys hook up on a big play. And so I mean, 100 touchdowns it is significant. It's a lot of TDs. It's I guess second in the history right now of the Southeastern Conference, I believe. But it takes a lot of protection. It takes a lot of good route running, good ball catching, coaches making good scheme decisions and things of that nature. It's definitely a team event. But Murray will get credit for those passes, but it takes a lot of guys to really make that happen. But it was fun for Reggie to be a part of that.
Coach, what do you take out of this game specifically that you can apply to and get ready for LSU next week?
Well, we got ourselves into a fight. It was tied, obviously, in the second half, and it could have got real ugly. I mean, but it didn't. We had continued to settle the game down by playing great defense and continuing to move the ball and get some points, and we were able to finish the game without a lot of drama. It could have been very dramatic. It was very dramatic until we pulled away a little bit. But so that was good. We definitely have got to clean up any issues that we have. We've already made a move on the punt snap, but anyway, Frick's finished out the game, and we'll reevaluate if that's what we want to do next game. But there's a pretty good chance Frick's will continue to snap for punts, and we'll try to decide what we need to do on the extra point field goals as well. But there's just a lot of things that we got to get better at. But again, holding the team down to 7 yards, actually, I guess 12 plays that were negative yardage plays, got a pick. I thought we tackled better. I thought we certainly moved the ball. And it was sloppy. It was rainy. It was nasty. I mean, there were a couple of those incompletions were early in the second half when Murray, I think, was just trying to get a handle on a wet ball, just getting the feel for what that's like. You just can't hardly simulate that until you play it. But thought we did some good things and some things we definitely got to get better at.
How about the pressure by Leonard and the rest of the defensive front?
Yeah, Leonard had a good day. I saw, I think he got a sack. Did he get two? Yeah, he's very, we talked about him in camp, a guy that was very athletic. He's long, he's rangy. He's got some really good quickness about him. I'm sure it's going to, give him some more confidence for the future. So it was nice to see him do that. But overall, we put more pressure on the quarterback. I know there's a couple sacks, some knockdowns, some pressures. I thought we did a little better job on that end.
Coach, they tied at 21 in the third quarter, and Aaron told us after that he goes back on the field, he just smiles and said, guys, everything's going to be okay. How important is it to have that sort of veteran leader on your team?
Well, it's easy to say after the game, when you win. So I'm sure he did that, but he might have done that in the first half too. I don't know, and I don't know how much it worked. But no, it's good to have a veteran there. I mean, he's been through a lot, and I didn't see anybody panic. I saw more frustration probably than anything else. Statistics lie, and statistics can get you beat sometimes. But statistically, even in the first half, a lot of yards for us, not a lot of yards for them. I mean, if you just looked at the statistics of the total yardage, you'd say it was a lopsided game, but it wasn't in the points because of the big plays that they made in the special teams and the pick that Murray threw in the end zone.
Or did you have to use some of your starters a lot less given LSU's next week and that kind of thing?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Did you ever think you didn't have to use your starters?
Well, I mean, I was hoping that we would win the game, number one, and then I was hoping that, I want to play more guys regardless of who we're playing, or I just think we got enough guys that are good enough to play. And I think we just, even though we've substituted a lot at a lot of different positions, I think we should continue to do that, and guys should continue to fight to earn that right, no matter who you're playing, no matter what the score is. And little by little, we're getting there.
Coach, you touched on it a little bit. With some of the youth that you have on defense, is it important for those guys to really feel good about themselves, have a lot of confidence moving forward?
Well, I mean, you want to have confidence, but I don't think this bunch is going to be overconfident after this game. I think they did begin to play well together, and I think they could be proud of what happened. It was a very good performance. But we know LSU's a good team, and we want them as confident as possible, but we don't want them to think they've arrived, that's for sure, because we got a long way to go.
You said special teams missed you in each game. Does that concern you at all heading into LSU?
Well, there's been a lot of good things that have happened on special teams, but, high snap, you miss a field goal. Drop a snap, you give the defense a short field. Touchdown on the kickoff. Block punt for a touchdown. That's 4 plays, and we probably had 100 special teams plays by now, but you just hate that the bad ones have been really bad, and so we absolutely have got to clean it up, or we're not going to win. We're not going to be able to go where we want to go and do what we want to do if we don't clean it up.
Mark, do you have to look at personnel on special teams, or is it just?
A little bit of that. You know, that kickoff coverage team, we got to make sure we got the right people on it. As far as the you know, the snaps, we've had high snaps. I mean, your center can't afford to spray one a game. Can't afford it. It's got to be on the money. It's got to be where it's supposed to be when it's supposed to be there. It's got to be where no one knows his name, type thing. And so we're definitely already looking at that position specifically and trying to decide what we need to do there. But everybody, as we evaluate the film, you know, everybody, the personnel will have to make decisions on, not just the snapper.
Nathan's ATHENS is obviously the guy's been handling with him. He was on scholarship to do that here. Does he, it seems like he comes with way more velocity. I mean, is he like super?
No, I think they both got the same amount of juice. They both snap the ball with a lot of pace. You know, they're both very capable. It's just a matter of consistency. You know, you gotta be consistent.
LSU's traditionally pretty good in that department too, so I mean, I guess that makes the get it together.
Yeah, well, you know, there's nothing wrong with having a sense of urgency for a whole week, because teams that, when I say teams, special teams, offensive side of the ball, defensive side of the ball, whatever it may be, and there's really 6 different units on special teams, it's okay to be on high alert this week, so maybe it'll help us.
Mark J. Rome.
Right.
Did you get any in game?
You know what? I don't know if it was the same ankle or what, but even when he got tackled, I was like, I bet that hurt, you know, just coming off that ankle injury. And I don't even know if it's the same one or different one. And I know he played some plays afterwards, but I don't know what happened in the second half, if he even got in. I don't really remember him being in there. But it was his ankle. It was one of his ankles anyway.
You know, in the framework of the game, Trey's pick at the 5 might be one of the bigger plays of the game.
Yeah, it was big. I didn't mention that. That was a very big momentum-changing play in the offense, going 95 yards or whatever it was afterwards and scoring 7. That was huge. You know, we in practice sometimes I think they can get to where they don't as many balls as we throw with the scout team quarterbacks. Sometimes I don't think the guys really work hard enough on picking the ball off in practice. But, you know, he made the play in the game. So towards the end of the week, I kept, you know, encouraging those guys to, every single time the ball's in the air, it's an opportunity to practice making a pick when it counts the most. And I'm just glad he made it.
Mark, you probably don't want it as close as it is in the third quarter, but was there something to be said for the way the defense overcame some adversity and got some stops when they needed?
Yeah, it was. I mean, we had the Gurley fumble. Was it Gurley? Gurley had the fumble deep in the territory, sudden change. You got to go back in there and play defense. We got to stop. I think they took 4. Well, no, they ended up punting. I think, is that the one they ended up punting? They got in the field goal and they punted the one. And even on that play, I thought it was a good job of us being in our safe group and then in putting the guy back deep, you know, in case they did try to punt it. We were kind of anticipating that. That might have been why he kicked it. He tried to angle kick it and kind of shanked it. The other thing that I thought we did a good job on was the end of the half, just getting ourselves in position to kick a field goal that could have been the difference. You know, we didn't make it, but I thought strategically we did the right thing. And Reggie Davis did a really good job. I mean, what I told him was if that ball was short of the 40, just a fair catch it. So we would have time on the clock to kick a field goal. I thought if it was inside the 40, we could make the kick. Well, the ball was outside the 40, and then he crossed the 40, and you saw him slide down to where there were still a few ticks on the clock where we could attempt that kick. And if he'd have run, you know, he easily could have ran 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 more yards, but we never had a shot at the field goal. So he really did it on his own to slide down once he got inside the 40. He might have misunderstood me to think that's what I wanted him to do, but I was just saying if it was short of 40, fair catch it, so we wouldn't run out of clock on the return itself. And he did a super job of getting us in field goal range and then sliding down to give us a shot. Unfortunately, we didn't make it, but pretty sharp by that kid. Anybody else? Okay.